The Season 3 premiere of NGW British Wrestling Weekly is proudly sponsored by Fighting Spirit magazine. The show you're about to see is performed by highly trained professional athletes. The moves and actions that take place are incredibly dangerous when not performed by skilled professionals. Please do not attempt to try and do any of what you see in this programme at home.
After forcing NGW management to agree to their demands, our tag team champions, Insane Fight Club, will be here this week to put their titles on the line, but it will be against opponents of their own choosing. That's coming up later, but before that, when we went off air last week, Nathan Cruz and Rampage Brown were locked in battle with serious implications at stake for team warfare. Let's take you now to the conclusion of that match.
I mean, they call him the Control's unstoppable monster, and he lives up to that billing in each and every contest. Whoa.
Elbow by Rampage, but you know, it's not in West's interest for Rampage to lose it here, because we know that Linsky will disqualify or count out a man. So from West's perspective, he doesn't want Rampage getting disqualified.
And I'm just being told, if this is a huge match, Dave, and we are running dangerously short on television time. I'm being told that if this match does not conclude by the end of the programme, we'll bring it to you at the beginning of next week's show.
The stakes so very, very high here. We're not going to put a time limit on this match. We will let this one run to a conclusion, as you say, Alex, even if we have to roll over into next week's show to show you what happens as Rampage continues to wear down the champion.
The other thing that's going on is we heard earlier this week that NGW management, the reason they were up in Scotland is to negotiate with Team Insane Fight Club. Now, we heard from them earlier and the negotiation process has begun, and I am told that if it goes smoothly, Team Insane Fight Club, Dave, this is an exclusive, will be here on next week's show.
I kind of resent the fact you have to negotiate with the tag team champions for them to show up, but that's another story, I guess.
What they want has been kept very quiet at this point. Whoa! Whoa! Wow!
Yeah, Cruz sends Rampage to the outside, another stagehand goes down. It's hazardous occupation today.
Well, that could be a difference maker, because that was a huge distance for Brown to fall. He tried to land on his feet, but it's given the champion the time he needs to recoup. But he has taken incredible punishment.
You see Cruz just gasping for air, trying to get his bearings, work out where he is, as this crowd here in Hull City Hall all cheering him on. But the Predator, Rampage Brown, is back.
And remember, the winner of this will get the official advantage in that team warfare match, which means whoever wins this, their team will have a 2-minute advantage every single time a new member of the 8 men is added.
Cruz firing up here against Rampage Brown.
Textbook show stealer, slingshot belly to back, centre of the ring, and Linsky's down, Dave.
For the advantage for Team NGW, and he was half a second away from getting it. That could have been so important in the future of this company, because that advantage could be everything.
And Cruz is feeling something here, Dave. He's feeling victory, mate. Show stolen.
Well, Cruz is going for his finishing move. Rampage Brown is helpless. Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh, it's the proven, Dave. And Cruz up and over. My God.
Cruz taking out 2 members of the Control.
Well, it's ironic that this match is for an advantage in team warfare, but there's always a disadvantage when you're in there against any member of the Control, because you've got the proven Mark Haskins or Richie West just waiting in the wings, and we're seeing it now.
You never mind a 1-man advantage in that 8-man match. It's a 2-man advantage with those two out there. Here's Brown.
Yeah, Cruz hasn't seen him, Dave.
Big clothesline. This could be all.
Dave, we're running out of TV time. Rapidly. Oh no, implant DDT. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Cruz got that right shoulder up. This match is continuing. We have just seconds left in this week's episode. Our credits are rolling here, Alex. We're gonna have to show you the conclusion of this match next week on NGW. British Wrestling Weekly.
He's going for the pole driver. Oh, if he can hit that pole driver, he's going to win. Oh, and Cruz kicks out.
Well, Cruz is going for the cruise control, and he turns him over.
Dave, I'm being told we've gone off air, so if you're watching this at home, you'll be watching it on the next week's programme, and it looks like, look at Rampage Brown, is a long way from those ropes.
Cruz is cinching back, and the chance for Team NGW to have the advantage in Team Warfare nearly belonged to Cruz, but Rampage got to the bottom rope.
Oh, and the stakes, we mentioned it before, but the stakes are so high. Look at Richie West, because he knows that an advantage in this match will mean that for the entire Team Warfare contest, it will be a 2-on-1, then a 3-on-2, then a 4-on-3. So, I mean, it's really, really important for either of these two men to win.
Both men understand what is at stake. Both men refusing to give up. The uppercut from Cruz. This one been going on for a good while now, and both men understanding what it means, not just for their teams, but for them personally, because whoever's team wins is going to be the NGW champion.
Cruz now sent off into the ropes and down, my God! Straight into the sternum, the chest and the ribcage of the NGW heavyweight champion, and it was flesh against wood and steel, and in that instance, wood and steel won hands down.
Well, Rampage is searching for something under the ring. What's he doing? What on earth is this?
This is strange. Oh look, Kaz Crash and Sam Wilder there, they got sent into that post earlier. And Rampage better have a plan here, because this is a bad move. From where I'm sat, the champion's in trouble, and Rampage Brown, he's got a chair.
But why is he doing this? If he's disqualified, then the advantage goes to Cruz. Referee Linsky.
Well, Linsky's known for working within the rules now. Look at Linsky going. Oh,
Cruz gonna go for that show stolen. Gets it. Cruz with the advantage for Team Warfare.
Oh,
Richie West.
My Lord. Nathan Cruz. I mean, that was a couple of centimetres away. And watch out, Nathan.
Here comes Crash and Wilder, the proven. Referee is distracted.
Point proven. Centre of the ring. And Linsky now. Oh God.
For goodness sake. And now Richie West sending the referee back in. And Cruz kicks out.
And it's deafening in the whole City Hall. I mean, deafening. I can hardly hear you, Dave. I mean, this is Cruz just kicked out of that. And what a moment. But the battle is still far from being won by the champion, because he's on Dream Street.
I think not just far from being won, but on the brink of being lost after that point proven from Crash and Wilder. There's the chair again.
He's got the chair, he ducks.
Cruz ducked it, and Cruz with the chair. Cruz has got the chair. Yes. Cruz hits Rampage.
No, but Dave, Linsky didn't see Rampage with the chair.
The winner of the match, as a result of a disqualification, the advantage in Team Warfare, Rampage.
Oh God.
Brown.
Well, what a miscarriage of justice. It was Brown who brought the chair into the ring.
Dave, it was Richie. You know, when he went looking for that chair, Rampage Brown, I thought there must be something going on here, and I think that was the plan. Look at Richie West. He knew Linsky was told to keep within the rules, and Nathan got suckered.
Well, things not going to plan here for Nathan Cruz, and things could yet get even worse.
Well, they could, because not only have Team Control now officially won the advantage, but let's not forget the offer that Richie West made to Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson.
Well, Gibson turning down West's offer, at least initially. But of course, that offer still stands. Right now, let's take you back and show you that fascinating conversation between West and Gibson.
Zach, there's a saying that goes, there's no better friend than my enemy's enemy. And everybody's aware how much you hate Nathan Cruz. So I I would like to officially offer you the opportunity to step in the ring opposite Cruz.
Surely not.
Ruin it for Cruz and make sure you come out on top. So that is an official offer to join Team Control for the 8-man warfare match.
Well, I've got no idea what West is thinking, but anyone that's been following any of the seasons of this programme will know that the hatred between Cruz and Zach Gibson is equalled only between Gibson and Weston Brown. There's no way he's going to do it. WrestlePlus.com is the brand new home of incredible online wrestling content, featuring uncensored shoot interview classics, full series of Wrestle Talk TV and British Wrestling Weekly, exclusive documentaries, wrestling's biggest names before they were stars, an incredible podcast collection, up to 90% off merchandise offers, and the brand new Power Slammed e-magazine forwarded by Finn Martin himself. WrestlePlus has thousands of hours of content with new and exclusive releases added regularly. You can join today for the stupidly low price of just £4.99 a month. WrestlePlus, because this is wrestling.
Welcome back to NGW British Wrestling Weekly. I'm Francesca Woods and I've been joined in the studio once again by our two outspoken wrestling pundits. First, it's former British heavyweight champion Alex Shane.
Hello.
And from the Wrestle Talk YouTube channel, it's Ollie Davis.
Hello.
After months of waiting, the NGW tag team titles will be defended for the first time on this programme by the new champions, Team Insane Fight Club. That's coming up shortly. First of all, however, let's take you back to the closing moments of what happened before the commercial break.
And it's deafening in the whole City Hall. I mean deafening. I can hardly hear you, Dave. I mean, this is Cruz just kicked out of that. And what a moment. But the battle is still far from being won by the champion because he's on Dream Street.
I think not just far from being won, but on the brink of being lost after that point proven from Crash and Wilder. There's the chair again.
He's got the chair, he ducks.
Cruz ducked it. And Cruz with the chair. Cruz has got the chair. Yes. Cruz hits Rampage.
No, but Dave, Linsky didn't see Rampage with the chair.
The winner of the match as a result of a disqualification. The advantage in Team Warfare. Rampage.
Oh, God.
Brown.
Well, what a miscarriage of justice. It was Brown who brought the chair into the ring.
Nathan Cruz will put his undisputed title on the line as he captains a four-man NGW team against The Control, led by Rampage Brown. However, it's now official that Team Control have the advantage. Alex, can you explain exactly what this means for the champions and Team NGW?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds on paper quite confusing, the rules of the Team Warfare match, but it's not as complicated as it first sounds. And I know a lot of people have sort of said, what does it mean, the advantage? So to break it down, it is a 4-on-4 tag team match, an 8-man tag team match, but each member of that team will have a number. So for example, let's say number 1 on Team Control is Rampage Brown and number 1 on Team NGW is Nathan Cruz. Number 1 and number 1 will go in the ring first, and then in 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, a new member of one of the teams will join and stand on the apron. But what happens is the advantage means that, which we now know has gone to Team Control, Team Control will have 2 minutes between their number 2 getting in the ring and NGW's number 2. So in essence, it will be a 2-on-1 for 2 minutes, and then it's going to be a 3-on-2, and then a 4-on-3. So the advantage isn't just a short advantage; it literally is an advantage for the entire match. So, a lot of people said, "Oh, what does that mean, the advantage?" But if you look at it like that, that gives a huge advantage to Team Control. And you know, Nathan Cruz, that's why he was so angry at the end of that match, you know, and it was Steve Linsky as well that disqualified Nathan, and that's twice now that Steve Linsky, who's the most experienced referee in British wrestling today, has really cost Nathan Cruz big, and you could see the frustration on his face, and I felt it because the consequences could mean that it's not just a count out, next time he could lose the belt.
Well, you know, my thoughts on Linsky, I think he needs to decide whether he's going to be lenient or whether he's going to really enforce the rules, but the match itself, the Team Warfare match, Team NGW are always going to be playing catch-up. They're never, like you said, you've got the 2-on-1 and then you've got the 3-on-2, but you've got those areas where it will be 2-on-2 and you've 3-on-3, but they will never have that extra man. So it's going to be really, really difficult for them. Not looking good for Nathan. So
with the offer that Richie West gave Zach Gibson, which way do you think he's going to go?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one because I mean he did walk away, but you know, as Richie West said, don't think about it now. And when he first walked away, I was like, well, that's good that he's done that, because I think the crowd are really starting to warm to Zach Gibson, and it would be a shame to see, you know, they're not going to side with him if he goes with Richie West.
Oh, but it's not about the crowd. Zach's got to go. He's got to do what's good for Zach, and that is, he can really be the changing factor in the Team Control versus Team NGW. If he's in there, he could easily help them overcome. And then he's got a title shot against Rampage.
I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it, where, you know, you can, if you look at, without getting too super deep on it, but, you know, that when you look at sometimes the state of the world and people are doing these individual small actions which are for their own best interest, but the consequence of the bigger picture that they're selectively putting the blinders on and not, for you know, for the sake of their conscience, they're not seeing. And I think if you look at Richie West and the fault that the Control can get complete control over NGW, yes, Zach Gibson stands to get a shot at the title, but at what cost? And I think that would be an unforgivable thing in the eyes of the fans and a lot of British wrestling if Zach Gibson actually said, okay, I'm gonna team with Richie West. I mean, it was a great play by Richie West.
Yeah, really smart.
You know, but I don't know. He may just do it.
So we know what's going to happen if Team Control wins. It's going to be Rampage versus Zach. But if Nathan Cruz wins, it's rumoured that he's going to put the title on the line to Doug Williams. Which would you prefer to see?
I mean, they're both good matches. I've got to go with Zach Gibson versus Rampage Brown. Those two guys, massive guys, four, just hitting the hell out of each other. Yeah, so I'm going to go with them. Plus, I think Zach's got to do what's right for Zach, like I've already said. So I much prefer to see that match.
I'm going to say Nathan Cruz against Doug Williams. It's a match we've not had on this programme. We did have Zach against Rampage Brown, and it was great, and British Wrestling's Ultimate Showdown was great as well. But I think Doug Williams is probably, in my opinion, the greatest British heavyweight champion of my lifetime on television, which has the man who beat Doug Williams, myself, for that title. That's a big thing, but Doug was the guy that really put... I had to get that in there. But Doug was the guy that put that belt on the map. The FWA wouldn't have meant anything without Doug Williams. And so to see the old generation against British Wrestling's new generation and the champion, that's a match that I want to see. I think it would be historic. And, that's why I'm rooting for Team NGW and Nathan Cruz.
Great stuff, guys. Team Warfare is just a matter of weeks away on NGW British Wrestling Weekly, so don't you dare miss it. Coming up next, however, the NGW Tag Team titles will be defended for the first time on this programme by the new champions, Team Insane Fight Club. Yes, we've waited months and the negotiation period has finally come to an end. But what did NGW have to sacrifice to get the Scottish champions back on NGW TV? Take a look at this.
Life's fun. Wrestling's funny, just like life's funny. You hear a lot of things in wrestling, you hear a lot of things in life. And one of the things you hear in wrestling a lot is never say never. You said we would never be back here talking to you guys, but I guess we're here. Do you know what? It's probably out of boredom more than anything else. We got some stipulations. I'm sure my boys will get some stipulations as well. So I'll tell you what, yeah, we'll come back. Price is right. It's going to cost you. You got some stipulations. See, everyone's asking the question. Oh, there's three of them. Who's the two champions? Who's going to defend the belts? Well, I got a perfect answer for you. Whatever you say so. That's my stipulation. It might be me and Joe Hendrick, might be me and Kid Fight, it might be Joe Hendrick and Kid Fight. Who knows? We know. And you'll find out when we tell you. Not any other way. These belts belong to Insane Fight Club and nothing's going to change that. So these belts will be defended when we say, by who we say. The Kid Fight. I'm going to be honest, I can't really speak for him. I mean, I left him in Club de Mar like 7 days ago and he had his belt with him and he said he would get home okay. Haven't heard from him. My boy, he's having fun. But you know what? I think his stipulation will be that if he leaves that in the back of a taxi or on your mum's bedroom floor, well, that's going to be replaced at cost by NGW management, not us. And that's how it's going to go down. So yeah, we'll come back. It's going to be under our rules.
It's a surprise to all involved that I'm sitting here in this chair right now talking to the NGW audience about perhaps coming back one day to defend these titles. We said we would never come back, and I thought I made myself quite clear. I thought myself, Kid Fight and Lionheart made ourselves very clear that we were taking something from you and we were never coming back. But then what happened? The phone keeps going. The phone keeps going and the phone keeps going. So I pick it up and who is it? It's NGW management, and they are begging, crying like babies, begging us to come back and defend these championship titles. Well, we're businessmen and we're not going to do it for nothing. We're going to do it on our terms because that is how we do business. And we want a few things. We asked for a lot of things. We asked for a lot of money. So just be sure every single person that paid to get into the venue tonight put their money directly in our pockets. But the other thing that we want is we are premier athletes and we want to face other premier athletes. So one demand that we have is that we want to choose exactly who we will face. We don't want some run-of-the-mill tag team that we're just gonna finish in a matter of seconds. We want the best. We want the absolute best. And I want to pick perhaps the greatest tag team in the world that's available to face us. And you can be sure that we're gonna make the right choice as to who gets the title shot against Insane Fight Club.
Team Insane Fight Club will be having their first tag team title defence next. This is NGW British Wrestling Weekly. We'll be right back.
Sticks has taken a beating for over 10 minutes and he's running on pure adrenaline and potentially the fear of losing his belts.
Seems to be drawing off this crowd, and as you say, he's got a second win, but how long can that last, having been subject to so much physical abuse for, as you say, 10 minutes before that?
Where he's moving slower than normal, but he's setting up for the spear. And if he hits this, Dave, this could be big trouble for this invading force in Team Insane Fight Club. Oh.
Sticks goes into the corner, he missed with the spear. Meanwhile, though, Lionheart hits Hendry, he sticks on the spear!
He's got him, Dave! And look at Lionheart. Lionheart is out. You see on our replay here, look. Hey, look at the force of this.
Sticks, though, isn't going for the cover. Lionheart being given time to recover. I'm not even sure who the legal man is.
Well, there's no referee to count the cover. Referee Craig, he's losing control of this. Oh, Dave!
Oh, Hendry, what was that? Hendry had the belt! Hendry had the belt! Cover!
No way!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
My God! Joe Hendry just robbed the tag team champions!
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, and New Generation Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the team of Key Fight, Lionheart, and Joe Hendry!
Dave and I, we were both watching Insane Fight Club win the tag team titles, and we were impressed. We've seen them work before. Personally, I actually made my debut against Joe Hendry, and people might know that it didn't go as well as it could have done for me. However, Dave and I, together, we've been training so hard. We've been working hard just to get to this opportunity now, both as individuals and together across the many different training schools, primarily the NGW one, just to get to this point here. And so the fact that they've picked us is both half an honour that they've chosen us, but also I know that they underestimate us. They think that we're just going to be brand new guys straight out of the academy, and they're not going to think much of us. But I can tell you what, we've been working hard. In the 6 months since they last saw us, we've been stepping up our game. We've been travelling this country, working together. We've been facing some of the best tag teams around, and we've had some great results, and we're getting better and better. So we're coming straight for you, and we're going to have the best shot we can at those tag team championships.
So last time Ace Matthews and David Graves had a shot at the NGW Tag Team Championships, it was in an open challenge against Styx and Colossus. See, that didn't quite go to plan for us. The Proven, they jumped us from behind before we could even get in the ring. But tonight, they're otherwise engaged. They've got other things on their plate. So like my partner just said, Insane Fight Club, they've underestimated us. They've not seen us in competition in NGW. They don't know what we're capable of. We might just be the team to create the biggest upset in NGW Tag Team Championship history.
The NGW Tag Team Championships are about to be defended. And Alex, this is a match that was almost never going to happen thanks to the demands of this man, Joe Hendry, and his partners in Team Insane Fight Club.
Well, when Team Insane Fight Club level those belts, I thought we would never see them again. But NGW management have been negotiating for weeks, and it's led to their first TV defence.
This is the team of Lionheart and Joe Hendry. They are Insane Fight Club.
You know, I really resent that NGW management have had to negotiate with these guys at all. Isn't it kind of ridiculous that you have to negotiate with the tag team champions so that they agree to come and defend the championship?
Oh, 100%. I mean, but you know, you've got to, in some way, you've got to place a little bit of the blame at the former champions, Styx and Colossus, because they wanted to put that open challenge out there to all of professional wrestling, and these guys came in essentially from another wrestling promotion, another wrestling scene, and took those belts with them. They weren't part of the NGW roster, and now they have all the leverage in that negotiation, and that is a bad position to be. But thank God NGW management managed to get them back, and Dave, I'll tell you about some of those things they asked for a little bit later on, but it appears they've got them because they've picked their own opponents, Dave.
Yeah, and no offence to the men they're about to face, but they haven't exactly picked the top tag team in NGW to face here.
Well, I don't know if this audience knows who they're going to see, but we found out a little bit earlier on, and I mean, it's a title defence, and well, I mean, let's see what happens. Joe Hendry with the mic, taking his time.
If I could have silence, please, when the local hero is talking. Because if you don't know who we are, then you should. We are Insane Fight Club. He is Lionheart, and I am Joe Hendry, local hero. And in case you missed it, last time we were here, we took something that belongs to you. We took the NGW Tag Team Championships from your beloved heroes, and we make zero apologies for that, because we take what we want, and we promised that we would be gone for good. By the end of the day, we understand. Hey, listen to me. We understand that business is business, and NGW management were crying like babies to try and get us back down here to defend these, crying like babies. So they came to the negotiation table, they gave us exactly what we wanted and made us two very rich men indeed. So we are here, but the term was, we get to choose our opposition. So we have picked out two of the very best talents. We have picked one of the greatest tag teams in the world to face us tonight, because we only want the best. So bring them out right now.
Well, to say that their opponents here are one of the best tag teams in the world is a little bit of an exaggeration, and I think it speaks volumes to the integrity of our tag team champions that they've chosen two products of the NGW Academy. This is not an experienced tag team, Alex. These are trainees.
But don't forget, this is the biggest match of their entire lives. And you know, when the champions won the belts, it was an upset. Maybe we'll see another.
Ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, the team of the 80-minute man, David Graves and Ace Matthews.
So Dave Graves and Ace Matthews with an incredible opportunity to win the NGW Tag Team Championships, but they will be serious underdogs against their much more experienced opponents.
Both of these guys with tremendous experience in other sports, but there really is no sport that can prepare you for the bumps and bangs you suffer in professional wrestling. That being said, last time we saw Ace Matthews on this show, it was in the exhibition match with El Ligero, and Ace Matthews took Ligero to the limit, former NGW champion in El Ligero, so, you know, it's going to be an interesting match. I'm going to pick Team Insane Fight Club. They're very experienced and they're they're wily veterans, but still, don't count out team sports.
I think wily is the correct term for Lionheart and Joe Hendry, not only in terms of how they compete in the ring, but in the way that they've had NGW management over a barrel when it comes to negotiating whether they were even going to bring these belts back to be defended. Alex, I know you've had some insight into some of the demands that they put in place before they agreed to come.
Well, I mean, there was the two most important demands. There was three outside of financials, which I guess, you know, we can't really discuss on this programme. But the first demand was something we'd speculated and questioned for a long time, and it became official that any two members of Team Insane Fight Club can defend those belts, and they don't have to let NGW management know in advance, and that's a massive disadvantage for all opponents. The other one is that they can pick their own opponents, which we're seeing here, and the third one, which really is just them sticking it to NGW management. If Kid Fight goes out and gets drunk and loses one of the belts, NGW management have to legally pay for a new one, and that was just put in there as a real up yours to NGW.
I mean, those belts are expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, Kid Fight can't be relied to not lose, and we don't even know where Kid Fight is today.
I don't even think they meant it. It was just to let everybody know exactly where the power lied in this situation. So, you know, it's upset a lot of people, including the NGW Tag Team Champions. You know, we've not got word from Styx and Colossus since they lost those belts. And yeah, I mean, it's a situation that at least we've got the champions back in the ring.
Well, Lionheart is going to start things out for the champions against Dave Graves. We're going to have to go to a commercial break, but the NGW Tag Team Championships will continue to be defended when we return on NGW British Wrestling Weekly. Tag Team Championships on the line here on NGW British Wrestling Weekly. And Insane Fight Club, the defending champions, have chosen Dave Graves and Ace Matthews as their opponents.
And it's interesting because all through the commercial break, Lionheart and Joe Hendry have been wrestling. I mean, we know them as Team Insane Fight Club because of their style of offense, but they've been given a tremendous display of catch-as-catch-can style chain wrestling here with two standouts from the NGW Academy. So is this a new strategy? Is this, I don't know, it's bizarre, but I'm impressed.
Look, no one's denying the talent of either Lionheart or Joe Hendry, or even Kid Fight for that matter when he's here. The problem is with their arrogance. The problem is with the fact they're so self-absorbed that they think they're within their rights to take those championships back to Scotland and only defend them on their own terms.
Well, here comes Ace Matthews now, and, you know, there's so many members of the NGW Academy that are coming up with this new generation, but one of the most important that we've covered on this show is Liam Slater, who it's now been confirmed in just 7 days' time will have the biggest match of his entire career, because him and Joe Connors will finally happen one-on-one. If Connors does not attend, he will be suspended indefinitely, and Dara Diablo cannot interfere. More on that later, but that's a real big match.
Right, and if you're Ace Matthews or indeed Dave Graves, you look at the example of someone like Liam Slater, and that gives you confidence, that gives you optimism that you too can be a success on the main roster. That's what they're hoping for here against Insane Fight Club.
And Ace Matthews here. I tell you, this strategy of keeping it to wrestling, it's not paid. Oh, and wow, it's interesting. Even Lionheart looks impressed. He's got a smile on his face, and Ace Matthews known for giving that thumbs up, and he deserves not just a thumbs up, but look, Lionheart's even giving him a thumbs up there.
Yeah, I think he's taunting him though, isn't he? Isn't he mocking him?
That was a great little bit of wrestling, and that's what it's all about. You know, we've got larger life characters, we've got interesting developments that happen on a weekly basis, but the word on the marquee is wrestling, and right here on British Wrestling Weekly, you're going to see the best British wrestling from the new generation every 7 days.
Well, Hendry goes behind and takes Ace Matthews down. Hendry certainly out-wrestling this youngster in the opening seconds of their exchange. Matthews, although he's a very sporting competitor, he's also a very intense one. That look he gave Lionheart a minute ago.
Great fireman's carry takeover by Hendry, and never forget how good an athlete this guy is. Oh, an arm drag there by Ace Matthews, comes back with a second. Hendry, walks into that drop kick, didn't quite get all of it, but it definitely floored one half of the champions. And Ace Matthews, look at the confidence, and Hendry looks surprised.
Yeah, Matthews is building up a head of steam. That goes back to that intensity I talked about for such a young man.
And Hendry gives him the thumbs up. Hold on. Oh!
Well, Lionheart from behind with a sucker punch.
Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it? And I knew something didn't quite feel right, and they just lured those kids into a full sense of security, and a valuable life lesson will be had by both Graves and Matthews there, but it may be at the expense of their tag team title chances.
Yeah, call it inexperience, call it naivety, whatever it is, it's cost Ace Matthews whatever momentum he was building up against Joe Hendry. Hendry brings Matthews back into his own corner and tags in Lionheart. This strategy of keeping Matthews as far away from his tag partner as possible.
And it's so strange to see how the land in the NGW tag team division has shifted so dramatically. Look, brutal kicks there by Lionheart, because Styx and Colossus dominated that division for over a year, and now we have not seen them since they lost those belts, and that's allowed Lionheart, Joe Hendry and Kid Fight to essentially have their way, because not only did they hold the belts, but they're now the most successful tag team in the division after one match. I mean, it's a crazy situation. Big back elbow there.
They won't be the most successful if Graves and Matthews can pull off one of the biggest upsets in NGW history. Right here, as Lionheart, a double hip toss. Graves and Matthews with the tandem offense.
You see that sporting warm-up there, and referee Adam J let that go a little bit longer, which, is a dubious, seeing reprimand in there. Ace Matthews saying, when I tell you to get out, you get out. But these guys now have got the one half of the tag team champions, or 1/3 of the tag team champions, as I guess it is legally now, in a vulnerable state.
Our referees obviously are, oh God, knee to the back from Hendry, and a drop kick from Lionheart, goes for the cover. Will they retain here? Only gets 1.5, but I was going to say our referees obviously try to be impartial, but everyone involved in NGW, from the referees to the ring crew to everyone else, must be insulted at the way that Insane Fight Club have disrespected those tag team titles.
Well, NGW is one big family. It started in the community centres in Hull, then it went into the biggest arena in Hull, and now it's moved to Hull City Hall, globally televised, and everybody feels so proud of NGW. So to have some outsiders come in like this and essentially hold the company hostage, hold it to ransom for these tag team belts that have been, they've meant so much to so many tag teams in Britain. It's a real sad situation, and it's definitely created some anger.
And this ludicrous situation where the deck is stacked in their favour could continue for some time if they're going to continue to be allowed to pick their own opponents.
And Grace here coming back with all he can, but it wasn't enough because Lionheart, don't forget, this man broke his neck in the past and came back to wrestling. That's just how tough he is. Hits the ropes, comes back, and oh, God! Massive kick to the face and jaw.
You know, again, no one's questioning the toughness of Lionheart. No one's questioning his ability in ring. What we're questioning is the way he's conducting himself towards NGW management and by association to the NGW fans.
And talking about NGW management, credit to them for getting Liam Slater and Joe Connors in the ring on next week's programme. It's going to be big. And don't forget, we're just weeks away from Bubblegum v Matt Myers for the Gen X title. But right now it's about the tag titles and a crossbody.
Yeah, Graves has got the cover, going for the upset, and Hendry was sufficiently worried to come in and try and break things up. Hendry now, with Graves in a very vulnerable position. What's this going to be?
And he didn't make the tag there. Hendry and referee Adam J is in a tough spot because if he disqualifies the tag champions as Grace hits the post, then they're just going to walk out of here and they may never come back.
Which again shows you how ridiculous this situation is. This is affecting the way the referee has to officiate the match.
It's crazy amounts of leverage. And Joe Hendry's caught and that overhead slam. Watch this. Oh, all impact. And Lionheart, Lionheart on the top.
And it's going to be the Lionheart frog splash on Graves.
That's got to be all. The champions retain.
Damn it! Insane Fight Club keep the NGW tag titles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, and still your NGW Tag Team Champions.
Well, there's no need for this.
Fight Club.
This is, I mean, they've proven their point now, but they're just putting the boots to both men.
And you know, Alex, this has further strengthened the negotiating position of Insane Fight Club. Now NGW management are going to have to go all over again if they want to get them back.
Lionheart's got the mic.
So in case you missed it, in case you weren't paying attention.
Oh, listen to this crowd.
Look at greatness, because there is no team that will ever take these from us.
Wow, and he says there's no team that can take him. And looking at this situation, it's not just a team, it's three men. And you know, there's hold on.
Wait a well, that's the music of Britain's biggest tag team.
We've not seen Styx and Colossus since they lost those belts. And Hendry and Lionheart better get out of there because if
there they are! Styx and Colossus! Welcome back, boys!
And look, the champion's running, but Ace Matthews holding on to Lionheart.
Well, Hendry is hightailing it. Lionheart with nowhere to go.
Talk about karma.
Lionheart runs into Styx.
Black hole slam.
Styx and Colossus taking out Lionheart.
Oh, and Hendry taking those belts and he doesn't know where to... Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, Colossus is climbing to the middle rope. Colossus crushing Lionheart.
Well, there's no type of negotiation that can save you from that consequence. And it looks like karma's come back because not only did Ace Matthews and David Gray stop Lionheart from leaving, but the former champions have made a massive statement, Dave, and the land has shifted yet again in NGW's tag division.
But the bottom line, Alex, as great as it is to see Styx and Colossus back, is that Insane Fight Club won the match, and if they do what they did before and go back to Scotland with those belts, if they make the same demand, they might not agree to face these two.
That's the thing. I mean, a point's been made, but Team Insane Fight Club have all the power, but the question is, in what state is Lionheart going to be in? I mean, look, that could have ended one half of the tag team champions.
So big news here as Styx and Colossus return next week on NGW British Wrestling Weekly. As we said, Liam Slater finally gets his hands on Joseph Connors. In the meantime, for Alex Shane, this is Dave Bradshaw saying goodbye.